Nehemiah 4, I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is short for Yahweh, Yahweh, Yod-He, Vav-He. It's no different. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is the difference and does matters when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name, because no, they're not. And no one in their right mind would ever believe that. Only a fool would believe that a hammer can force its creator to do anything. We are the hammer. There was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic text because the letter J is only about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Yehoshua to from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. And I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. Nehemiah 4. And it came to be, when Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, that he was wroth and highly offended, and mocked the Yehudim, and he spoke before his brothers, the army of Shomron, Shomeron, and said, What are these feeble Yehudim doing? Are they going to restore, slaughter, complete it in a day? Are they going to bring to life the stones from the heaps of rubbish which are burned? And Tobiah the Ammonite was beside him, and he said, Whatever they build, if a fox should climb on it, he shall break down their stone wall. Hear, O our Elohim, for we have become despised, and turn back their reproach on their own heads, and give them as a prey in a land of captivity. And do not cover over their crookedness, and do not let their sin be blotted out from before you, for they have provoked you before the builders. So we built the wall, and the entire wall was joined together up to the half of it, for the people had a heart to work. And it came to be, when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabs and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites, Ashdod with a line underneath of it, ITES, heard that the walls of Jerusalem were being repaired, and the broken places began to be filled, and they became very wroth, and all of them conspired together to come to fight against Jerusalem and to do harm to it. But we prayed to our Elohim and set a watch against them day and night because of them. And Yehuda said, The strength of the burden bearers is weakening, and there is so much rubbish that we are unable to build the wall. And our adversaries said, Let them not know or see it until we come into their midst, and shall kill them and cause the work to cease. And it came to be, when the Yehudim who dwelt near them came, and they said to us 10 times, from whatever place you turn, they are against us. So I set men behind the lower parts of the wall at the openings. I set the people according to their clans, with their swords, their spears, and their bows. And I looked and rose up and said to the nobles and to the deputy rulers and to the rest of the people, Do not be afraid of them. Remember the great and awesome Yahweh, and fight for your brothers, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. And it came to be, when our enemies heard that it was known to us, and that Elohim had brought their counsel to naught, Naught, and all of us returned to the wall, everyone to his work. And it came to be, from that time on, that half of my servants were working in the work, while the other half were holding the spears, the shields, and the bows, and the breastplates. And the rulers were behind all the house of Yehuda, who were building on the wall, and those bearing burdens, those loading, working with one hand in the work, and with the other holding a weapon. As for the builders, each one had his sword girded at his side as he built. And the one who sounded with the shofar was beside me, and I said to the nobles and to the deputy rulers and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separated far from one another on the wall. In whatever place you hear the voice of the shofar, join us there. Our Elohim fights for us. So we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears. From the break of day until the stars appeared at that time, I also said to the people, let each man and his servant spend the night in Jerusalem, and they shall be our guard by night and for the work by day. So neither I, nor my brothers, nor my servants, nor the men of the guard who followed me, none of us took off our garments, each one his weapon, even at the water. That's how you gotta live, man. Teach them all to be soldiers. Teach them all to be farmers. Teach them all to be sowers. Teach everyone to do everything. Because then when you run out of soldiers and all you have is a bunch of sowers, well, guess what? Those sowers also know how to use that weapon. So, and it's not a weapon, it's a tool. Respect the tool and nothing will happen. Disrespect the tool and you will injure yourself and others. It's common sense. And people who are anti-tools like that are really stupid people. Really stupid people. Because they have no respect for it. And therefore they believe that nobody else has respect for it. And that only people who have a higher power over you are the only ones who should have it. Because somehow they're trained. But somehow 2,000 hours at the range by yourself means that you're not trained. It's like, all right, stupid. The only way you can get to go to a range is if you know the rules and if you aren't stupid. So everyone you see at the range has read the rules and understands that it's not. They don't be stupid. The range back then, the range now, it's no different. The only difference is really that you're shooting rather than stabbing, you know. They have ranges for that where you can like beat up dummies that are like solid wood or like solid metal or whatever, and they swing back at you and you swing at them. Respect the tool or expect danger.